Welcome to the How-To Factory, the channel where we reveal the secrets behind how some of your favorite foods, products, and everyday essentials are made. Haribo Gold bears, sweet, chewy, and bursting with fruity flavor. These iconic gummy bears have been a favorite around the world for generations. But have you ever wondered how Haribo makes its famous gold bears inside a factory? Today, we're taking you behind the scenes to see how Haribo turns sugar, gelatin, and flavor into one of the most beloved candies of all time. Haribo's story dates back to 1920 in Bonn, Germany. That's when a young confectioner named Hans Riegel founded the company and named it after himself and his hometown, Hans Riegel BOnn. In 1922, he invented the dancing bear, the earliest version of the gummy bear we know today. Over the decades, Haribo's lineup has expanded to include fan favorites like Twin Snakes, Happy Cola, Star Mix, Peaches, and Sour Gold bears. But it all started with those tiny, fruity bears. By the way, if you enjoy learning how your favorite products are made, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We post videos like this every week, and your support helps us bring you even more behind-the-scenes content. Now let's step inside a Haribo production facility and see how these iconic gold bears come to life. It all begins with the recipe, a carefully crafted mix of sugar, glucose syrup, and gelatin. These three ingredients form the chewy base that gives gold bears their signature texture. First, the sugar and glucose syrup are heated and blended in massive stainless steel kettles. The syrup is brought to just the right temperature to create a smooth, sticky mixture. Next, the gelatin is added. Gelatin is what gives the gummies their bounce and chew. It's dissolved separately and then combined with the sugar syrup, along with fruit juice concentrates, flavorings, and food-safe colorings. Haribo uses different fruit flavors for each color: lemon for yellow, orange for orange, raspberry for red, pineapple for clear, and strawberry for green. Yes, green is strawberry. Now comes the molding process, and it's surprisingly cool. Instead of using plastic or metal trays, Haribo uses a process called starch molding. Giant trays filled with cornstarch are stamped with bear-shaped impressions using a special mold plate. The warm gummy mixture is then deposited into these impressions. After filling, the trays are stacked and sent to a drying room where they rest for 12 to 24 hours. During this time, the gummies firm up and take on their final chewy texture. Once dried, the bears are removed from the starch molds and brushed clean to remove any extra cornstarch. Then comes the final touch. Each gummy is tumbled in a very light coating of carnauba wax, which gives them that signature glossy shine and keeps them from sticking together in the bag. But before they're packed, Haribo runs rigorous quality checks on every batch. From taste and texture to shape and color, every gold bear has to meet the company's high standards. Fun fact, the molds are based on a custom Haribo design, giving each bear a cute, rounded belly and tiny smile. Once approved, the bears are sorted, portioned, and sealed into their signature golden bags. From there, they're shipped out to grocery stores, movie theaters, candy shops, and convenience stores all over the world. And while gold bears are the flagship, Haribo's factory lines also produce an entire world of gummies, like Happy Cola, shaped like tiny soda bottles with a fizzy cola flavor, Twin Snakes, which combines sweet and sour in every bite, and Star Mix, a fun variety bag with all the fan favorites in one. So the next time you reach for a bag of Haribo Gold bears, you're getting nearly a century of candy-making tradition, crafted with care, quality, and just the right amount of fun. Ice cream sandwiches, cool, creamy, and wrapped in two soft chocolatey wafers. They're a nostalgic dessert that's just as loved by adults as they are by kids. But have you ever wondered how your favorite ice cream sandwiches, such as those from brands like Klondike, Nestlé, or Blue Bunny, are made inside a factory? Today, we're taking you behind the scenes to see how this frozen favorite comes together on a massive scale. The ice cream sandwich has been around for over a century. The earliest versions popped up in New York City in the early 1900s. Simple blocks of vanilla ice cream, pressed between sheets of paper-thin wafers and sold for a penny. Since then, the treat has evolved into a neatly packaged dessert with endless variations, from classic vanilla and chocolate to mint chip, birthday cake, and even dairy-free options. By the way, if you enjoy learning how your favorite products are made, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We post videos like this every week, and your support helps us bring you even more behind-the-scenes content. Now, let's step inside an ice cream sandwich production facility and see how this chilly treat is crafted from start to finish. It all starts with the wafer, that soft, cake-like layer that holds everything together without crumbling or getting soggy. Unlike regular cookies, these wafers are specially designed to stay firm even when frozen. They're made from a batter that includes flour, cocoa powder, sugar, and a leavening agent to give them a light texture. The batter is poured onto large baking sheets or a conveyor belt system and baked in massive industrial ovens until soft and spongy. Once baked, the wafers are cooled and cut into perfectly uniform rectangles. They're stacked and sent down the line to meet the star of the show, the ice cream. The ice cream mixture, made from milk, cream, sugar, and flavoring, is churned and partially frozen to achieve a soft serve consistency. This makes it easy to spread into a smooth, even layer. The mixture is dispensed onto a bottom wafer, either as one large slab that will be sliced later or as individual portions. Next, a top wafer is gently pressed onto the ice cream, forming the classic sandwich. The pressure seals the ice cream in without causing it to ooze out of the sides. The sandwiches then pass through a freezing tunnel, where they are flash frozen to lock in their shape, texture, and flavor. This quick freeze process prevents large ice crystals from forming, keeping the ice cream smooth and creamy. After freezing, the sandwiches are cut, if they haven't already been portioned, and each one is inspected to ensure it meets the brand's quality standards. A perfect shape, consistent size, and just the right amount of ice cream. From there, the ice cream sandwiches proceed to packaging, where they are wrapped individually in moisture-proof wrappers that keep the sandwich fresh and the wafers from drying out. They're boxed, labeled, and packed into freezers ready to ship to grocery stores, convenience stores, and ice cream trucks across the country. And if you thought ice cream sandwiches were just about vanilla and chocolate, think again. Modern factories also offer a huge variety, such as Neapolitan sandwiches with 3 flavors in one bite, cookie sandwiches made with real chocolate chip cookies, and even gluten-free or plant-based versions for individuals with dietary needs. So the next time you unwrap an ice cream sandwich on a hot day, you're biting into a carefully engineered frozen treat made with precision, speed, and a whole lot of chill. Pepsi. Bold, refreshing, and instantly recognizable. Whether you're sipping it ice cold on a hot day or pairing it with your favorite meal, this cola has been a favorite for over a century. But have you ever wondered how Pepsi is actually made? Today, we're taking you inside the factory to see exactly how this beloved soft drink comes to life. Pepsi's story began in 1893 when pharmacist Caleb Bradham created a new soda in his North Carolina drugstore. It was initially called Brad's Drink, a mix of carbonated water, sugar, vanilla, rare oils, and cola nut extract. 5 years later, it was rebranded as Pepsi Cola, a name inspired by the digestive enzyme pepsin, though the drink itself never actually contained it. Over the decades, Pepsi grew into a global phenomenon, with its formula evolving to match the tastes and regulations of different regions. By the way, if you love learning how everyday products are made, consider subscribing to the channel. We post videos like this every week, and your support helps us immensely. Now let's step inside a Pepsi bottling plant and see how it all comes together. The process starts with one of the key ingredients, Water. About 90% of Pepsi is made from purified water, and ensuring its quality is crucial. The water undergoes multiple steps, including carbon filtration and reverse osmosis, to remove any impurities and ensure a clean, consistent taste. Next, the sweeteners are added, and this is where things differ depending on where you are in the world. In the United States, Pepsi is typically sweetened with high-fructose corn syrup, a processed, much cheaper sweetener derived from corn. However, in many other countries, such as Mexico, the European Union, and Canada, Pepsi is made with cane sugar instead. The reason for this difference isn't just taste. Many countries have stricter food regulations that limit or ban certain artificial additives, including high-fructose corn syrup, due to concerns about its impact on health. The secret Pepsi flavor base is added once the sweeteners are blended into the purified water. This concentrated syrup contains a carefully guarded mix of ingredients, including vanilla, citrus oils, caramel coloring, and phosphoric acid. Some regions have also restricted artificial colorants and preservatives, so Pepsi in Europe may contain natural caramel coloring instead of the ammonia sulfate process used in some US batches. The next crucial step is carbonation. The syrup mixture is chilled and then infused with carbon dioxide under high pressure. This is what gives Pepsi its signature fizz. The exact level of carbonation is carefully controlled to ensure a consistent texture and crispness in every bottle or can. Once thoroughly mixed and carbonated, the Pepsi moves to the filling line. High-speed machines fill thousands of bottles or cans per minute, ensuring precision in every serving. After filling, the containers are immediately sealed with caps or lids to lock in the carbonation. But before the bottles and cans make their way to store shelves, they undergo rigorous quality control checks. Samples from each batch are tested to confirm that the flavor, carbonation, and overall consistency meet Pepsi's global standards. Once approved, the products are labeled, packaged, and shipped to retailers worldwide. From vending machines to restaurants and grocery stores, Pepsi is enjoyed in nearly every corner of the globe. Pepsi's impact goes beyond just being a refreshing drink. It has shaped pop culture, fueled advertising rivalries, and remained a staple in millions of households. And with variations like Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Zero Sugar, and unique regional flavors, there's a version for every preference. So, the next time you crack open a cold Pepsi, remember, you're not just drinking a soda. You're experiencing over a century of innovation, crafted with precision in a high-tech bottling facility that brings the same great taste to people worldwide while adapting to different food safety regulations and ingredient standards. Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and one of the most recognized beverages in the world. Whether you're enjoying it straight from an ice-cold can or pairing it with your favorite meal, Coke has been a global favorite for over a century. But have you ever wondered how this legendary soda is actually made? Today, we're taking you inside the factory to see precisely how Coca-Cola is produced and how its ingredients have evolved, including the surprising fact that it once contained cocaine. Coca-Cola's story begins in 1886 in Atlanta, Georgia. It was created by pharmacist John Stith Pemberton as a medicinal tonic, originally sold at soda fountains for just 5 cents per glass. But what made the early Coca-Cola especially unique was one of its key ingredients: coca leaf extract. That's right, early formulations of Coca-Cola contained small amounts of cocaine, a natural stimulant derived from the coca plant. At the time, cocaine was legal and widely used in tonics, pain relievers, and even wine-based drinks. Pemberton's formula combined coca leaf extracts with caffeine from cola nuts, which is how the drink got its name, Coca-Cola. By the early 1900s, concerns over the effects of cocaine led to changes in the recipe. In 1904, Coca-Cola began using spent coca leaves that had most of the cocaine removed, though trace amounts may have still remained. By 1929, The company had perfected a process to remove any active cocaine entirely, and the modern Coca-Cola formula was born. However, even today, Coca-Cola still uses coca leaf extract in its syrup, though it's been fully decoconized before being added. The only company legally allowed to import and process coca leaves in the U.S. is the Stepan Company in New Jersey, which refines the extract for use in Coca-Cola while discarding the narcotic components. By the way, if you love learning how everyday products are made, consider subscribing to the channel. We post videos like this every week, and your support helps us immensely. Now, let's step inside a Coca-Cola bottling plant and see how it all comes together. The process starts with water. Coca-Cola is about 90% water, making its purity essential. The water undergoes an extensive filtration process, including reverse osmosis and carbon filtration, to remove any impurities and ensure the perfect base for the drink. Next comes the sweetener, and this is where Coca-Cola varies across the globe. In the United States, most Coca-Cola is sweetened with high-fructose corn syrup, a processed, much cheaper sugar substitute derived from corn. However, in many other countries, such as Mexico, much of Europe, and parts of South America, Coca-Cola is made with real cane sugar instead. The difference isn't just about taste. Many countries have stricter food regulations that either ban or discourage high-fructose corn syrup due to health concerns, leading Coca-Cola to adapt its formula based on regional laws and consumer preferences. Once the sweetener is mixed into the purified water, it's time for the secret Coca-Cola syrup. This ultra-concentrated formula is the heart of the drink. It contains a blend of caramel coloring, vanilla, cinnamon, citrus oils, and phosphoric acid, which gives Coke its slight tangy bite. The exact recipe is a closely guarded secret, stored in a vault in Atlanta, and only a handful of people know the entire formula. One ingredient that has changed over time is caffeine. Originally derived from cola nuts, modern Coca-Cola uses synthetic caffeine in most regions. Some countries regulate caffeine levels in soft drinks, meaning the amount of caffeine in your Coke might differ slightly depending on where you buy it. Now comes carbonation, the step that gives Coca-Cola its signature fizz. The liquid mixture is chilled and infused with carbon dioxide gas under high pressure. This creates the tiny bubbles that make Coke so refreshing and crisp. The level of carbonation is precisely controlled to match Coca-Cola's standard taste worldwide. Once thoroughly mixed and carbonated, the Coca-Cola is ready for bottling. High-speed machinery fills thousands of bottles and cans per minute, ensuring each one gets the exact right amount of soda. Immediately after filling, the bottles and cans are sealed with caps or pull tabs to lock in the carbonation. Before the drinks are shipped out, every batch undergoes strict quality control. Samples are tested to ensure the flavor, carbonation, and consistency meet Coca-Cola's global standards. After passing inspection, the bottles and cans are labeled, packaged, and sent to retailers worldwide. Coca-Cola isn't just a drink. It's a cultural icon. It has shaped advertising history, fueled debates in the Cola Wars against Pepsi, and even influenced holiday traditions with its famous red-suited Santa Claus ads. With billions of servings consumed daily, Coca-Cola remains one of the most successful beverages of all time. So, the next time you take a sip of Coca-Cola, you're not just drinking a soda, you're experiencing over 130 years of history, crafted with precision in factories worldwide, while adapting to different food safety regulations and regional ingredient standards. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more factory-made insights. Have a favorite food you'd like us to explore? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching The How-To Factory. Let's dive into lasagna, the ultimate comfort food that people worldwide enjoy. Known for its layers of pasta, rich sauces, and melted cheese, lasagna is a timeless classic that can be served for casual dinners or special occasions. But how is this delicious dish made on a large scale in factories? Let's explore the fascinating process of creating factory-made lasagna, where culinary tradition meets cutting-edge technology. Lasagna traces its origins back to ancient Rome, where a dish called laganon was made using thin sheets of dough layered with meat and sauce. Today's modern version took shape in Italy, with regional variations adding unique flavors and ingredients. Traditionally, lasagna is made by hand, but the demand for convenience and ready-to-eat meals has led to large-scale factory production, allowing families to enjoy this dish with minimal effort. The lasagna-making process begins with the production of pasta sheets. Factories use a simple yet precise recipe of semolina flour, water, and sometimes eggs, mixed in large industrial dough mixers. The dough is kneaded until smooth and elastic, then fed into large rollers that flatten it into thin sheets. These sheets are cut to the exact dimensions required for the lasagna trays. Once cut, the pasta is either lightly steamed or briefly boiled to soften it, making it easier to layer and cook later. The sauces are the heart of any lasagna, and factories prepare them in massive batches to ensure consistency. The traditional meat sauce, or ragu, starts with browning ground meat, usually beef or pork, in large industrial kettles. This is followed by adding onions, garlic, tomatoes, and a blend of herbs and spices to create a rich, flavorful sauce. Simultaneously, a creamy bechamel or cheese sauce is prepared by blending butter, flour, and milk with cheese in heated vats. These sauces are simmered to achieve the perfect texture and taste. For many, cheese is what makes lasagna truly irresistible. Factories use a combination of cheeses like ricotta, mozzarella, and parmesan. Large blocks of cheese are shredded or crumbled using automated equipment. For ricotta, the cheese is often blended with eggs, herbs, and spices to create a creamy layer that complements the pasta and sauces. The cheese is portioned and kept ready for the assembly process. With the pasta, sauces, and cheese ready, it's time to assemble the lasagna. Factories use conveyor belt systems equipped with automated layering machines. A layer of pasta is placed at the bottom of a tray, followed by a generous spread of meat sauce, a layer of bechamel or ricotta, and a sprinkle of shredded cheese. This process is repeated until the tray is filled with the perfect number of layers. The top is finished with a final layer of sauce and a thick cheese coating for a golden, bubbly crust. Once assembled, the trays of lasagna are sent through industrial ovens. These ovens cook the lasagna evenly, melting the cheese and allowing the flavors to meld together. After baking, the trays are quickly cooled using blast chillers to lock in freshness and maintain the dish's quality. Cooling is essential to prevent spoilage during storage and transport, especially for frozen lasagna products. After cooling, the lasagna is ready for packaging. The trays are sealed with plastic film or lids to keep them fresh and protect them during shipping. For frozen lasagna, vacuum sealing machines are often used to extend shelf life. Each package contains important information like ingredients, nutritional facts, and cooking instructions. Once labeled, the lasagna is packed into boxes and stored in climate-controlled warehouses until it's shipped to grocery stores or restaurants. And there you have it, making lasagna in a factory. From crafting fresh pasta sheets to layering rich sauces and cheese, this beloved dish, steeped in tradition, has been adapted to large-scale production so everyone can enjoy its comforting flavors with convenience. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating factory tours. Let's dive into the delicious world of pasta sauce, a staple in kitchens worldwide. Known for its versatility, pasta sauce can transform a simple bowl of pasta into a mouth-watering meal. Whether marinara, Alfredo, or a rich bolognese, Pasta sauce is a culinary essential, but how is it made on a large scale? Let's take a closer look at how factories craft the flavorful pasta sauces we all enjoy. Pasta sauce has its roots in Italy, where early versions were made using fresh, sun-ripened tomatoes, cooked with olive oil, garlic, and herbs. Over time, pasta sauces evolved to include various ingredients like cream, cheese, and meat, giving rise to the diverse options we see today. While traditional sauces are often made at home, factories have perfected the art of large-scale production, bringing authentic flavors to kitchens everywhere. The foundation of great pasta sauce is high-quality ingredients. Factories work closely with trusted suppliers to source fresh tomatoes, aromatic herbs, and premium oils. Many factories use vine-ripened tomatoes harvested at peak ripeness to ensure vibrant flavor and rich color. Other ingredients like garlic, onions, basil, oregano, and spices are carefully selected and inspected to meet strict quality standards. For cream-based sauces like Alfredo, dairy products like cream, butter, and Parmesan cheese are sourced from specialized suppliers. Once the ingredients arrive at the factory, they undergo thorough cleaning and preparation. Tomatoes are washed to remove dirt or debris and then peeled using steam or hot water baths. This process softens the skin, which is then removed mechanically. Garlic and onions are peeled and chopped, while fresh herbs are washed and minced. The protein is pre-cooked, seasoned, and prepared for blending for sauces that include meat. The heart of the process lies in cooking the sauce. Large industrial kettles or steam-jacketed vessels cook the ingredients in bulk. Peeled tomatoes are blended with garlic, onions, olive oil, and herbs for tomato-based sauces like marinara. The mixture is simmered to reduce excess water, concentrating the flavor and achieving the perfect consistency. Cream-based sauces like Alfredo are prepared by blending cream, butter, and cheese in heated mixing tanks. The ingredients are stirred continuously to create a smooth, velvety texture. For complex sauces like bolognese, pre-cooked meat is added to the simmering tomato base, allowing the flavors to meld together over time. Throughout the cooking process, samples of the sauce are taken for quality control. Technicians test the sauce for flavor, texture, color, and pH levels to ensure consistency. Any adjustments, like adding more seasoning or thickening agents, are made on the spot. Advanced equipment detects and removes any impurities, ensuring the final product is safe and high quality. Once the sauce is cooked to perfection, it's rapidly cooled using advanced chilling systems. Cooling is essential to preserve the flavor and extend the shelf life of the sauce. After cooling, the sauce is transferred to sterile filling machines that dispense it into jars, cans, or pouches. These containers are sealed immediately to prevent contamination and preserve freshness. Labels are then applied, providing information about the ingredients, nutritional content, and expiration dates. With the sauce packaged and ready, it's packed into boxes for storage and transportation. Factories store the finished products in climate-controlled warehouses before distributing them to grocery stores, restaurants, and food service providers. This ensures the sauce reaches consumers in optimal condition. And there you have it, the journey of pasta sauce from fresh ingredients to the jar on your shelf. Whether a simple marinara or a creamy Alfredo, pasta sauce brings flavor and versatility to countless meals. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more factory-made insights. Have a favorite food you'd like us to explore? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching The How-To Factory.